Yep, he is, and it's awesome. And he's fucking amazing. So he's wrestling Tozawa tonight.
Nice.
His first big match, he's just been beating jobbers so far. Leo Rush is a dirty heel on there, too. He's like a fucking, I don't know, gold standard type guy. You know what I mean? He's like fucking, he takes off all his jewelry before the match, and he's like slow on purpose about it. It's great.
No,
But anyway,
Did you guys, speaking of wrestlers, did you guys see where Masa Saito passed away?
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, I mean, Parkinson's disease, but he was 76. He held in there.
dude, he was one of the first Japanese talents I ever saw, and it was in WCW, of course, and this big motherfucker, he was pretty stiff. I just don't think he gets the credit that a lot of these other guys get, maybe because he didn't have their charisma.
Yep.
But he was good. Yeah, Masa Saito was a badass. Would love to see how he held up against today's guys, in his prime, because they just beat the shit out of each other now. Him and Minoru Suzuki would have been fine.
My grandmother, when she worked at a cleaners, like a laundromat, years and years ago.
All
back
women
in the
do
60s
when they get divorced.
When they was, 60s and 70s, and I mean, she was in a good position, but she met the other one that had a restaurant in Nashville someplace.
Abdul the Butcher. Abdul the Butcher had one in Atlanta.
No, this one was in Nashville. It was barbecue. It was like Mongolia. His name was Tojo Yamamoto.
Oh yeah, of course we know him.
Yeah, but he was the first wrestler that I had ever read about that committed suicide by shooting himself. So that was...
I didn't even know that, Vic. Did you? Because I didn't realize.
I knew he was dead, but I didn't know how.
Fucking wrestling's a hard business.
Well, I mean, he was, 65 years old. He died in Hermitage, Tennessee, which is just, 45 minutes from here. He was sick. He had diabetes, and it was causing all kind of problems. So he killed himself in his house in 1992. But he was a big time. I mean, he influenced a lot of people.
Or, as Wilford Brimley would call it, diabetes.
That's fucked up, dude.
Look, I met him. I'm allowed to say that.
Well, I mean, look at all the people that he trained. He trained Jackie Fargo, who was a legend. Beautiful Bobby. We're going old school. Tommy Rich, back in the day, and Jeff Jarrett, Sid Vicious, Mike Rapata. It goes on and on. I'm a fan of the old school. I kind of want to grab one of the games. I've heard there's a game out where you can play as all the old schools, like Andre the Giant and the old school Undertaker and like the Ultimate Warrior. I just don't know what game it is and what system it's on, but I need that shit.
Well, WWE 2K doesn't it have a bunch of the old people, Vic?
Do what?
Doesn't WWE 2K whatever have the old people on there?
Oh, yeah. She's the guy, a good 30 or 40, like, legends and classics.
I've got one game, and I've played a few things. I wasn't aware that the Inferno match was on here. That was a lot of fun. It's SmackDown versus Raw 2010. It was just something I found at the game store that I picked up. Pretty cool. Wish it had more people. Damn it, I'm a child of the 90s. I remember WCW, NWO, Revenge. I don't know. We should do a show on wrestling games. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No Mercy is my favorite.
Yeah. WrestleMania 2000 was pretty damn good because it was the same vein as Revenge, basically.
Yeah, I would say WCW versus the World would be my favorite if it had as good a gameplay as No Mercy. Because that game was shit.
The shittiest one I ever played was WCW NWO World Tour. All the faces were all flushed out and shit.
No, it was so bad.
Which one?
WCW Mayhem was the worst game I ever played.
Yeah, Mayhem was weird. Couldn't you go backstage in that one?
Dude, yeah, and that's the one where they were running around looking like ducks. Their hands were fucking like ducks.
Vampiro in that one? Vampiro was in that game.
Probably. It was near the end of Benoit and them at the end of WCW. So, whenever they were leaving, I mean, the Radicals. So.
Yeah, I remember that game, but No Mercy was probably, and the first SmackDown, nothing had ever come around that looked like that. That was the first one where you could go backstage and shit, and it was really cool. Really good looking game for 32-bit graphics.
I remember whenever Raw's War came out, my friend John was always playing that, and I was always playing like No Mercy. I was like, Raw's War sucks. It's just a fighting game. It wasn't even a wrestling game,
Huh.
I'm just saying. And the ECW game was pretty terrible, too. I wish it was better.
Oh, you talking about Hardcore Revolution?
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I like the barbed wire match. That was kind of cool, but it was more like Attitude. It basically ripped off Attitude, just like WrestleMania 2000 ripped off of Revenge, basically. And the control stick and everything formed out of a grapple. Wiggle your control stick when your special's flashing. And it was simpler, for sure, but yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I like grappling games. That's all I'm saying. They're good shit to me. I like Fire Pro Wrestling, but they're kind of slow, so I've never really gotten into it more than just like I kind of like watching the matches, but playing it's not so great. So anyway, all right, that was our wrestling corner for this week. We always have to get into something about wrestling, I guess. But yeah, we'll be back next week. Sleepaway Camp 3, Blake. I hope I don't want to offend you, but I'm going to ask. Have you seen Sleepaway Camp 3?
Is that the one where it's got the girl Angela in it, but it's not Felissa Rose?
Right. That's how 2 is also.
Yeah, well, this one is. I want to say this one came out in like either 90 or it was the later one, and it definitely was Angela something was like the subtitle.
It's Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Ah, that makes sense.
Legit,
okay.
Not being funny, like it really is.
Oh, I believe you. I've seen it, but it's been so long. Is it up someplace where I can watch it just to refresh myself?
I don't know, Vic. Do you know of anywhere where you can watch Sleepaway Camp 3? Hell, it might even be on YouTube, to be honest with you.
I
hate YouTube movies. Jesus.
Yeah, it's on my Fire Stick. That's all I got for you.
I've got Shudder, and the first one's on there. The first one's on there, but not the third one.
Yeah. Sleepaway Camp 3 is not the most widely distributed movie. That's why I was thinking maybe it's on YouTube, but I don't know. It might not be. If you don't get to watch it, Blake, take a week off and come back for maybe Fondo. If not that, then hell, take a couple weeks off. It's not like you can't use a fucking break.
Is it not on Netflix anymore? Because it used to be.
No,
I haven't. No, it's not. Netflix has actually started changing shit out now. It's weird. They used to. I mean, I've only had it since September of last year, but I've noticed a trend. Whenever they put new movies on, they also put back on old-ass movies that were already on there before that you maybe haven't seen on the list for 5 or 6 months. I think that's kind of shitty, but I wish they would put those movies on there because I would like to see all 3 of them, just kind of do like a binge and watch all 3 Sleepaway Camps. I'm going to watch the first one in the next couple of days because I don't think I ever finished the first one. So.
What, Sleepaway Camp?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's on I think
it's
you said
Shudder.
It's on Shudder, but it's on Tubi also. If you don't,
I haven't tried Tubi, but I'll have to. I'm friends with Felissa's husband. He was the lead singer and guitar player for CKY. So I just kind of that was sort of an accidental thing. We have the same people. We used to run in the same crowd when I was in the music business. But I didn't know he married Felissa Rose until years later. I was like, well, shit.
She's awesome. She's good in Hatchet 4 also.
I haven't seen Hatchet 4.
Victor Crowley, if you prefer.
I've got to sit down and watch that. I did watch Digging Up the Marrow. I've got that now on DVD. I really like that.
You like it?
Oh yeah, dude. It's great. Digging Up the Marrow, and there's another one that I really, really like too. The Hallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really fucking good.
Shit. Well, fellas, I guess we'll wrap it up this week, get some rest, and hopefully we'll talk to Blake next week. If we don't totally understand, we'll catch up with you either the week after or the week after that. We're definitely not forgetting you. So.
Well, that's great. I'd love to talk to you guys. And was Pondo? Is he going to be on the one the week after next?
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to or not, but yeah, he's supposed to be on July 31st.
Well, I mean, we have a mutual friend in Robert England, and I'm sure he'd like to hear some of the stories I have, and I'd certainly like to hear some of the stuff he's had with that. That'll be fun.
All right, sounds good. Vic, you got anything else you want to say before we wrap it up? And by the way, I don't have anything that's grinding my gears this week other than the same shit I bitch about every week, so I'm not even going to bother.
No, I'm good, man. Life is great.
Hey, Vic, when life slows down for you a little bit, let me know when you want to go to the gym again, because I'll be happy to. I love going to the gym. I'm fucking stupid like that.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. It was a real pleasure.
We'll be back next week. Later on, everybody. Peace.
Later on.